I would like now to introduce your speaker for today, Eric Green. Eric is a partner in Green & Sklarz, LLC, a boutique tax firm with offices in Connecticut and New York. The focus of attorney Eric L. Green's practice is civil and criminal taxpayer representation before the Department of Justice Tax Division, Internal Revenue Service, and State Departments of Revenue Services, as well as handling probate matter and estate planning for individuals and business owners and tax planning for closely held businesses. He is a frequent lecturer on tax topics for CCH, the NAEA, the NATP, the ABA Tax Section, and the Connecticut Society of CPAs. Attorney Green has served as an adjunct faculty at the University of Connecticut School of Law. He is the author and lecturer of the CCH IRS Representation Certificate Program, and he is a columnist for CCH Journal of Practice and Procedure. Eric, welcome to the program. We are now ready to begin.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. So what we're going to be covering is really, this is, I think, the #1 reason why taxpayers end up in our office is payroll tax problems. And to give you an idea, payroll taxes, it's sort of the easiest loan to take and hardest to pay back, right? It's the easiest loan to take from the government. There's no paperwork to fill in, right? You withhold the money from your employees and keep the money, okay? It's the hardest to pay back because once you start with the failure to file, the failure to pay, the failure to deposit and pay over, all the penalties and the interest, what you will find is that the number starts to escalate pretty quickly. And every employer says the same thing who gets into trouble. You know, don't worry about it. Next month, next quarter will be better. Another quarter comes and goes, can't pay it. Now we get into 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. Before you know it, the number has now, it's gone up exponentially to the point where they'll never pay it. That's when they end up in our office. So payroll tax problems, if you do any kind of representation, payroll tax problems is really one of the, I think, what drives most small businesses into our office, okay? So what I want to talk about today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the tax gap, okay, because that'll give you kind of an indication of kind of where we are with this and where the IRS thinks we're going, all right? I want to talk about assessment and collection procedure against the business. We're going to talk about 6672 and 3505. Those are the 2 sections that create third-party liability. In other words, people who are responsible for the failure to pay over the payroll taxes may be deemed personally liable for those taxes. So I'm going to cover that.